What's up, everybody, and welcome to the International 2. This is the group stages, round 1. This is from the Sunday matches where both teams are struggling for positioning, but I am super excited for this tournament. The biggest Dota 2 tournament, one of the biggest esports tournaments, if not the biggest esports tournament in the entire year, if not for the next several years to come. The amount of work that's going on behind the scenes, the amount of casters, LD Luminous from DC, Toby, Slesh from Join Dota, AC Draskell. It's just an all-star event all around. And right now, we have two of the top Chinese teams facing on, DK versus LGD. And with me, once again, is Shred Kid. You hyped?
I'm super hyped, dude. I've been a Chinese fanboy since 2010 when eHome just started destroying everybody, and right now it seems like two of the best teams in the Chinese scene are DK and LGD. So I'm really excited to watch them basically beat the crap out of each other. And you ready to start?
Yep, so we're going to unpause in 3, 2, 1, go. So, as we see, LGD immediately decides to ban Chen, knowing how fond DK is of their jungling. We'll see if they decide to ban the Enchantress as well, but yeah, they immediately follow up with Enchantress ban, so DK must be feeling a little bit miffed, along DD won't get his usual roles. But just some prior information, this is day 1, this is Sunday, or yeah, Sunday, because Sunday was day 1. Man, yep. I'm good at that. But LGD is 4-0, and DK, I think at this point, is 3-1. So both of these teams looking quite solid, but of course both teams want to get to the top of Group A. So both teams probably thinking long and hard. I wonder how many times these teams have scrimmaged against each other. LGD, remember, they did drop out of a lot of tournaments recently. Razor Main Unitedness being one of the most recent ones that they dropped out of just to focus on boot camping. And right now, results speak for themselves. They're looking so impressive.
Haven't LGD been boot camping for 3 months? I think I heard that in an interview. It might have been translated poorly, but
I think that was LGD or IG, maybe both. Who knows? Probably LGD because IG does a lot.
Either way,
ones.
They've been going hard.
Yep.
And it looks like we're going to see super standard bans. I'm expecting possibly a lycanthrope question mark, but either way. You see the standard jungler and Furion bans from LGD, which makes a ton of sense if you have second pick. And the first pick bans coming out is Naga DS are just so standard. And they're really taking their sweet time on this last one. So if they let Lycan through, they almost certainly have a very good strategy for countering him.
Right, and two of the most followable heroes, as we've seen in this tournament, Naga, Darkseer and Lycan are probably the most banned heroes in this tournament thus far. But two of the most followable heroes that come up in this third and final ban slot before teams start picking in is the Rubik and the Lycan. So if you give up, if you ban the Lycan, you're going to give up Rubik first pick to LGD. And Rubik has just been seeing so much success in this game, has a very high win percentage these days. He's just so versatile, can fill so many roles. He's the new win runner, basically, and he can just, if he steals a game-breaking ultimate, then it's curtains for that team fight.
Oh, absolutely. Rubik is devastating in lane, devastating in team fights, but this is only in the hands of a skilled player, so this is, and they do go for the Rubik ban. They use almost all the reserve time on it, so LGD should pick up a lycanthrope. I would be surprised if they didn't.
Well, keep in mind that this is a mind game. They go for Invoker, so probably gonna see a Burning Lycan unless this is just a lot of mind games going back and forth because
they're not gonna pick Lycan, I think. Sorry for cutting you off, but
yeah, no, I was sort of gonna get into that. Just the fact that DK took so long and decided not to ban Lycan, it's saying, all right, LGD, we have a plan against Lycan. So LGD's like, okay, if you have a plan against Lycan, then we're just gonna pick a first pick that'll just counter that plan against Lycan. So just so many mind games going around. And right now, DK thinking long and hard, and they're almost out of time and reserve time. So a couple pickups, they decided to go for the fast Morphling and Leshrac combination. So Morphling has been seeing a lot of success. Chinese teams have just been showing the power of Morphling. Just so very mobile, so very tanky, so difficult to deal with. And Leshrac, of course, a very consistent pickup. Early game team fight with the power of tower pushing, I'll take that any day of the week.
Absolutely. Those two might be, at least in this point of the game, two of the top 5 most versatile heroes. I mean, obviously, Morphling has to be played as a carry, but you can aggressive tri-lane, you can safe lane farm, you can even put him mid, which is, we're seeing that so much in this tournament. So that is an incredibly versatile pickup, and LGD has to respond to that. If they show their strategy now, DK will be able to start countering it with a third pick and ban out things that will complement LGD's strategy. So right now, LGD has to decide, hey, are we going to kind of tip our hand a little bit and get what we want, or are we going to keep it flexible and maybe risk not getting the team lineup that we're really looking for?
Oh, LGD you're gonna go to the Lycan with the Beastmaster system, heavy push right out the back, with the Inner Beast combined with the Lycan and Necrobooks fueling the way. It's gonna be difficult for DK to stop this. Of course, they have less strong counter push, but if you kill those Necrobooks, they take a lot of damage. But of course, this leaves it open to the possibility DK will pick up a very solid laner to complement that Leshrac if he decides to go on the tri lane, or even if it's a dual lane. So LGD does have to be careful of that. And if DK decides to send people in the jungle, well, fortunately for them, or unfortunately for them, LGD did ban out two of the strongest jungling heroes. So, but still, Lycan or Leshrac paired with another lane can really make or break a lane.
That he can, and I'm thinking that they're going to pick up a Shadow Shaman or a Venomancer. And I know Venomancer isn't as popular in China as he is in Europe, but...
No, he's still popular.
I know he's popular, but I'm just saying, like, he's super popular in Europe. But it doesn't matter because they're not going to pick up Venomancer.
Yeah, they're going for a lot of mobility, Morphling hard to kill Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain, of course, has some solid anti-push to deal with, and it's going to be difficult for Lycan to chase her down. But keep in mind, if there's a Beastmaster, if there's an Invoker with EMP Tornado, depending on the lane of silence, if he goes to the Quasix build, Roar, of course, locks Queen of Pain down for quite a long time. So Queen of Pain does have to be careful. She can't be as aggressive, but these are Chinese teams. They'll take their time. And interestingly enough, LG decides to ban the Earthshaker. I haven't seen too much Earthshaker these playoffs thus far, but what do you think about this ban?
No, this makes a lot of sense. Because I was iffy about the Queen of Pain pick, but what happens with the ES ban is that LGD really strengthens their advantage. If Queen of Pain gets roared, all that has to happen is ES fissures, and she's safe, right? Then roar's wasted, and that means that Queen of Pain can blink in aggressively and be really on top of fights. But with ES banned, she can't necessarily blink in aggressively because the Shaker could just immediately, or the Shaker that isn't going to be there, at least, can't protect her. So...
yeah, I guess when you put it like that, it makes a lot of sense. And Broodmother hasn't seen as much success, but still a very powerful hero nonetheless, and has been mostly on the side of the ban equilibrium. But we're going to see DK ban out the Broodmother, prevent any more pushing, just saying, okay, you have Beastmaster with Inner Beast, you have Lycanthrope, you have a lot of pushing powers, you have Invoker to set up team fights and stuff like that. We don't want to give you any more pushing, especially if we're going to have trouble ramping up to our items, because if Leshrac and Queen of Pain do not get their farm early, it's going to be very difficult to stop these pushes.
Oh, absolutely. And if DK don't ban out Shadow Demon right now, I'm worried that LGD will get it. Because
so,
Shadow Demon will be extremely strong in the hands of LGD right now. With the Curse working with Lycan and Metal, and also Shadow Demon setup for Exhort Invoker is so brutal. And you don't want to let DK get the Shadow Demon, because then you have a Shadow Demon Leshrac in, and then Morphling Tri-Lane. They're not going to ban her, they're going to ban Windrunner. So they're going to say, okay, there's a Venomancer.
Venomancer, very powerful hero.
The ban on the Windrunner is to protect their long lane and say, hey, we're going to force you into long laning Beastmaster and putting Invoker mid, and then that way your safe lane isn't going to be necessarily as strong. Whereas if they had the Windrunner, you could put Beastmaster top, or even Windrunner top, Beastmaster mid, Invoker bot, or whatever you want, so...
yeah, Venomancer, one of those heroes who's just so versatile in the hands of any team, but of course the word is being used to Scout of Vision. If he gets a gem, or if Beastmaster most likely picks up a gem, they'll just be countering the machine, and DK picks up the Shadow even in response. So just one thing to note is that DK right now, they have a lot of slows. They have, of course, Disruption and Swear's combination, not too much lockdown ability. And aside from Beastmaster or Invoker Tornado, not too much lockdown ability either. So if those stuns are on cooldown, or if they get off the bat, it'll just be complete chaos in a team fight. And who do you think has the advantage in these sort of hectic team fights? Of course, Leshrac is very strong, but he'll most likely be focused on first, if not the Queen of Pain.
I think that DK won this ban pick. I think that they deal so much more damage. LGD doesn't really have that many damage dealers, and I'm wondering how they're going to shore up this weakness for their last pick. Are they going to go for full and split push? Or even normal push for that matter? Or are they going to try to pick a damage dealer? Because Vano doesn't deal damage. Beastmaster doesn't deal damage. There we go. There's the damage dealer that we were looking for. And LGD just fixed all their problems.
I love this pickup, of course, a solid initiation. Sets up Beastmaster and Invoker and Lycan beautifully. And Storm has been seeing a big revival just to counter and have a safe way of initiating. He's been getting the farm he needs, and if he doesn't get the farm he needs, he can still be a solid hero. Of course, he benefits a lot from the farm. But mostly, even if they didn't have the damage with that Storm, the LGD is quite tanky. So picking up the Storm to counteract the squishy heroes of DK, especially Lesh, Queen of Pain, Shadow Demon, it's just going to be devastating. So DK, now I think they're caught off a little bit on the back foot, because they're not very tanky, so it's going to be difficult to survive these early game engagements with Storm. So they decided to pick up the Brewmaster to solidify their teamfight lineup. But keep in mind, Brewmaster's ultimate is the longest cooldown ultimate in the game currently for this particular game. So they can't take as many fights as they need to, but hopefully they can tank up, get that Drunken Haze off on the Lycan, reduce some of his effective damage. But still, what do you think overall is a solid lineup?
Well, I was saying DK had it, and I didn't even think of Storm, and the second that LGD took Storm, I would have to say they have the advantage. With Beastmaster Roar and Storm pull, if he chooses to go for a Silent Stick, they can kill Super before he manages to get his Panda Split off. So, if he is dead, or maybe they can even go for the Morphling, or the Leshrac if he's too scary, or even the Queen of Pain, they can make the team fights 4v5. And I think that LGD has an advantage with the Storm pick.
So I'll go over LGD. As we see, looks like DDC is going to be cutting down those trees, is going to be most likely long laning it up for LGD. Meanwhile, Xiaowei is going to be playing the Storm Spirit. Looks like Yao is going to be playing the Invoker. Didi is going to be playing the Venomancer, and that means Sylar, LGD's notorious carry player, who's been receiving a lot more recognition this turn, is going to be playing the Lycanthrope. You there?
Mic issues right now. Sorry about that, but can you talk for a little bit?
Yeah, sure. And DK, meanwhile, we have LGD playing the Leshrac. Looks like ROTK is going to be playing that Queen of Pain. Zippo is going to be playing the Shadow Demon. Looks like Super is going to be playing the Panda, and Bernie is going to be playing his trademark Morphling. So the fact that Super is going to be playing the Panda, that means either they're going to solo mid with the Panda, or they're going to put a safe lane, dual lane, up top, so Super can get as much farm as possible in order to farm with that Blink Dagger and become a mid-game impact. Because they're going to really need Super to counteract the Storm Initiation, to counteract the Beastmaster Initiation. It's going to come down to the Panda for DK, or the Brewmaster in this case, because if they manage to pick him off, or if they manage to take a team fight away from the Brewmaster, then LGD is just going to completely crush DK. So it's going to be up to Brewmaster.
Absolutely, and I think what's actually going to happen is they're going to aggressive tri-lane with the Pandas, put Morphling mid and Queen of Pain top, and it looks like that is what's going to happen. With an aggressive tri-lane, you're only going to have a dual lane bot for LGD because Lycan's going to be in the forest. They can stop that lane, take the tower with Edict, and then that frees up the supports to go harass Lycanthrope. Also, you can just have the supports harass Lycanthrope from the get-go, and obviously Invoker's going to struggle to farm with this against this tri-lane, so looks like they're going to start off going against the Lycanthrope.
Looks like there's going to be engagement middle. Looks like Xiaowei is going to
Disruption comes in. Where's the stun? There's the stun. It's going to follow up. Burning's last hitting him. It looks like Storm's going to go down. He has no escape, and yup, Burning picks it up with the waveform.
Just to make sure we're still synced up to 1204, 1205, 1206, 1207.
Wonderful. I'm already 5 seconds behind.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a shaky engagement right there. But still, we'll be able to fix it up, and nonetheless, as nice clever tactic by Panda, always using the illusion to block off Sylar's first creep camp, so he was delayed a little bit in that endeavor. So Sylar's won't be able to pick up as much farm as he'd like. He already picked up some Centaurs to scout out any potential Observer Wards blocking his camps. But Sylar, if he's left uninterrupted, should be able to make up his farm just fine. And meanwhile, DDC is giving ROTK quite a difficult time. As just to go back to time, looks like 1240, 1241, 1242.
Okay. I think we're finally in the same spot. Anyway, something that I wanted to point out is that I think that this Sentry Ward by the Radiance Easy Camp blocks it. But it's hidden in such a sneaky spot, and I don't think that Sylar can find it. Do you see what I'm looking at?
Yeah, I see it in the middle of the tree where you take in order to just run the heck out.
That's new. I've never seen that before. So that's something that you should definitely pay attention to because that is very novel. Anyway.
I thought at first that was LGD Sentry Ward, just to see if there was a potential ward bear. But no, DK, that does indeed block out the spot, so Sylar's jungle rate is just going to be significantly slower. But of course, as he picks up levels, he'll be able to progress, but then he'll be in danger of facing the wrath of the aggressive tri-lane. So he has to keep that in mind. It looks like there's going to be a dive on DDC. One more blanket by ROTK. It is on cooldown, and he's not going to be able to pick up the kill. But thus far, DK looks to be quite solid as here comes the gank on middle lane. But Xiaowei has Ace Rune anyway.
I don't think he's going to die. If he does die, it has to be perfectly done. So, Disruption goes off. He's already hasted. Leshrac comes in. He's not going to get the stun, and he's going to escape easily. Please tell me we're in the right spot.
Yeah, it was happening
okay,
just
excellent.
exactly. As
Radiant's top tower is
looks
under
like Super is continuing to farm. Just checking out early last hits. You can see Super having a magnificent time already. 14-4. Of course, last hits They mean a lot more in Chinese games than they do in European games or Southeast Asian games. But still, too early to tell who has a significant advantage. But thus far, since ROTK is keeping back DDC, but DDC has put 2 points in Call of the Wild, so he's going to be able to get some pass harassment through the board, and that's going to really annoy Queen of Pain.
Absolutely, but our DDC made a significant misplay. He TP'd back in to try to get a wave full of experience, but he missed it, and he didn't get any of the experience, and because he wanted to get that, he TP'd in at half health. So, ROTK with the Bottle Crow, with the double Shadow Strike build, is easily going to win this lane. No problem.
Looks like there's a small, minor engagement on the bottom lane, but Invoker was able to Ghost Walk out. But that means he's not going to pick up experience, so Invoker with that experience is not the best hero. He's going to have to walk all the way back to the Fountain, popping Wex to get that faster move speed, but he's going to be out of the lane for quite a while. It looks like there's going to be a disruption on the Venomancer. Soul Catcher going to combine with it. Here comes Splitter, and Panda with the couple more attacks, not even going to use Clap. Going to be able to clean up the Venomancer. So nice job by Super. Recognizing he doesn't even need to use the mana, going to save it as much as possible. And meanwhile, in this battle mid lane position, looks like Burning has a bit of an advantage. Has 17 crit kills compared to Storm's 12. So right now, DK is looking quite sharp, but they do have to watch out for Lycan.
Absolutely. Lycan, whenever you're playing against it, like, it's like a little thought in the back of your head. It's like, I didn't do my homework yet, or I really got to get that report filed, but I don't want to think about it. You gotta think about it, because that Lycanthrope will always, always, always come back, and he will always take your tower. No matter how much you suppress him early game, he will always be a menace.
But the way DK is approaching this with the aggressive trialing on the bottom lane, like you mentioned, in order to sort of roam out to keep Lycan down, and the fact that they place a Sentry, and looks like they might be roaming to... Do they have another ward? No, they're not going to be able to block off this easy camp, but they're just going to stick in this in the camp area so it won't spawn, as they look like they want to apply a bit of pressure to Xiaowei. Xiaowei, not yet close to level 6, barely over level 5, so the fact that he's keeping back and the fact that Berg is going to farm up means that LGD is going to be quite pressed in terms of mid-game, with Lycan not receiving too much farm, and with Xiaowei just constantly on the defensive.
Yeah, being a defensive as Storm Spirit is not how you want to play that hero at all. That ult is not for escaping, let me tell you that. It's for killing people. Unfortunately, Morphling is such a strong mid, and he should be able to really out-CS the Storm Spirit. And if we look at it, he's level 6. Morphling's only level 5. Excuse me, Storm Spirit's only level 5. So the middle lane is going in favor of DK. Top lane, I haven't checked the last hits, but I'll just assume that DK is winning. 18-5 versus 14-7. So it's actually a little bit more even than even though Queen of Pain has a lot more EXP.
Looks like there's going to be disruption on the mid lane, as here comes a waveform Soul Catcher. One more hit. Looks like Electric Vortex is to be cast on Burning, as Storm Spirit did take the fall, but Burning was able to morph a bit. Lycan could not do too much in that engagement, only level 3. So right now DK looking quite solid at the moment, and now it looks like DC is going to play very, very defensively thus far, even though he's laning quite well. And if you just look at the last hits, you can see Storm just being completely man-handled by Burning in the mid lane, and it's really going to hurt him down. And looks like the supports of DK are going to retreat for a bit. This will allow Storm to at least hit level 6, but he still won't be able to pick up much farm at all. So right now, nothing seems to go the way of LGD thus far. Super is being pushed back so defensively. DD is not receiving too much farm, only level 5 Invoker. And the only saving grace is that DDC is doing surprisingly well against Queen of Pain thus far, forcing ROTK back all the while.
Yeah, DK really has the early game advantage. I'm sorry, can we just check the timing one more time? My computer's being iffy, and I was like 5 seconds behind, I think.
Looks like gonna be at 18, 1801, 1802.
That hardly hurt at all.
Okay.
Yep, missed a kill. Looks like DDC managed to pick up a kill, used Roar and Wild Axes. I'm surprised ROTK stuck around that long, considering that he was bottle curling and he's quite low HP. And you can see the bottle is going to be all the way back in base. So nicely done by DC, and if you can apply a bit of pressure, if you can get some roars off, they're really going to need to rely on Beastmaster's low cooldown roar in order to make these ganks happen in conjunction with Storm in order to get themselves back in game. Not to say that they're not in an insurmountable deficit, this is still way too early to tell, but right now they are.
It's very slight.
Yeah, they are in a slight deficit.
Really, really like what's happening on bottom lane with just Venomancer playing so defensively. And although Invoker is only level 6, he is getting that EXP. And he does have his phase boots up should he choose to go for them.
Yeah, meanwhile, Leshrac has just been roaming, has only boots and clarity. Only level 3, picked up 2 points in Spoiler Earth and 1 in Edict. I guess he wants a little bit more burst damage since he's ganking a bit more rather than pushing. But Edict is not something you want to skip just because it does so much damage early on. So I imagine he'll max that at level 7. Meanwhile, Storm is starting to harass Burning now that he feels a little bit more confident with the fact that he has the ultimate. And meanwhile, ROTK already below half HP, and he's having a really difficult time. So LGD is starting to make a slow but steady comeback, and DK, now they might be starting to get concerned because even though Lycanthrope has not been farming well, now is the point where he starts becoming just a farming menace.
Yup. He is already back in this game. He's almost got his Vladimir's. Standard timing for Vlad's is 7 minutes about on a completely untouched Lycan. He's almost got his Vlad's and it's 8:30 and he got harassed heavily. So, like I said, it is hard to shut this hero down.
Yep, looks like Burning is going to waveform in onto Zhao 8. Zhao 8 is going to be able to escape thus far. We'll see if he decides to pick up Teleport to Scroll and gank the other lanes since he's already forced back. But looks like LGD is going to be approaching. He's going to hang out with Sylar for a bit as they're going to transfer some items, bottle and a bunch of items being transferred as Sylar is going to refuel his mana since Zhao 8 is already going to go back to the Fountain anyway. I mean, while DDC is having a grand old time on this top lane, really surprising to see how easily Beastmaster seems to be handling this lane. What's your overall take on this lane, Beastmaster versus Queen of Pain? I never really see it these days.
I think Queen of Pain seriously misplayed when she died. Queen of Pain should be really heavily winning this lane. What Beastmaster did, which I've never seen before in this lane for the offlane versus safe lane, is he skilled his Call of the Wild as his max skill. So that if he gets that boar up with 1 rank in the inner beast, he should be able to really harass the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain didn't play aggressively enough early, I think, is the issue.
Looks like there's going to be an engagement. Here comes Zhao 8 for the teleport. Are they going to jump in for ROTK? Does ROTK sense the danger? He is going to blink out, as I think Storm did end up revealing himself. Storm going to waste a little bit of time, and meanwhile Burning is swarming all the while. Lycanthrope is going to be able to pick up his Vlads in about 150 gold, so that's going to be A-OK for LGD. And looks like there's going to be a bot lane engagement. Yao taking so much damage, unable to go suck out. Soul Catcher combined with Disruption Split proved to be too much. And we'll see if DK can mount a push on this bottom lane.
They have to take it down sooner or later. The fact that it's still at the 10 minutes represents a victory for LGD. Leshrac does have 2 in Diabolic Edict now, which is something, but anyway, it looks like we're going to have Burning running into Sylar. He's going to right-click him down. He's probably going to wait for him, but Sylar just immediately pops the ult. He's backing up, and they decide not to pursue it because they can't get there in time.
Yeah, meanwhile, DDC just checking out the last hits. You can see Panda and Morph are way on top of the creep score. And even though RTK has died once, he's still leading the Beastmaster, but Beastmaster has done his job thus far. Zhao 8 being pressured heavily on the mid lane, and looks like he's going to cast a Vortex, already morphing to Strength. We'll see if he decides to waveform in. No, he's just going to save his mana, regen up, and get back to farming it up, as Burning so often likes to do. So LGD, despite making a bit of a comeback, it seems like they're being pressured a bit more now that they've ganked Invoker and that ROTK has solidified himself once again in this lane.
Absolutely. It seems that this game, for this part at least, should enter a bit of a lull. I don't think either team really wants to be super aggressive right now, and both teams are content to sit back and farm. And as I say that, Zippo goes in for a disrupt, but he's going to cancel it.
Zippo wanted to probably play that Shadow Shaman with the Shackle, but now he's picking Shadow Demon. Anyway, Zippo too good of a player to mind whatever role. As Vlad's still not yet up on Lycan, looks like he's just going to mask it as long as possible. Or maybe he's just going to straight up get Medallion. I'm not really too sure why he's waiting this long to pick up the Vlads.
I don't know what he's doing, to be honest.
Just all one big mind game saying I haven't actually farmed that well, guys.
I think that's the only explanation that I can think of, and it looks like they're going to go after him, but hey, he's going to block him with those walls, and he should be okay, maybe? Zippo is pursuing him. He is going to get disrupted. Wolves go on Zippo, but a curse comes down. Tornado flies out from Invoker. Storm's going to zip in. He's going straight for the Leshrac. It looks like in the meantime we have Shadow Shaman going down. Long DP is taking so much damage on Leshrac. He is going to go down. Panda uses the split, and I think that might be... No! Storm Spirit gets stunned, and he has not got the mana to get away. He zips as far as he can, but he's going to get immediately sent into the air and immediately sent back down. One more stun to fly out. Let's see if he has the clap or if he doesn't.
Oh no!
Cold Snap goes on Super. It looks like he's going to die. Oh, Super getting too aggressive right there.
That was a series of unfortunate occurrences for DK. Right as the disruption happened, Lycanthrope had 4 more seconds before his ultimate happened. He was able to survive long enough to pop his ultimate, go on the offensive, kill Zippo. Meanwhile, Storm was able to zip in, get Last Shack. He dodged a stun, I think, or he managed to escape.
Bot lane. Sorry.
Yeah, I completely whiffed that as just recapping that last engagement as ROTK managed to pick up a kill on the Venomancer. So that is something. But still, Lycanthrope able to pick up a couple kills, and Storm able to live that engagement right as Primal Split timed out. Very, very unfortunate for DK, but still, Bernie picks up a tower. RTK picked up 2 kills, killed Beastmaster, and killed the Venomancer in the meanwhile. So, it could have gone worse for DK, and the fact that they picked up a tower is going to give him some map control.
Yeah, I can't even say who won that engage, simply because so much stuff happened back and forth. But in the meantime, while we were doing that, Storm goes, he zips into top. Long TT looks like he's in trouble. He's seen by the Remnant. He's going to turn on Edict, but no, he waits too long. Long TT is just instantly going to melt. Edict says some little bit of insult, but Burning comes in. He's going to wait for him, and he's right-clicking down Show Wait. But the Vor is going to slow him down, so it looks like he'll last.
Yeah, one thing really, really smart that Xiaowei did with the Storm Spirit is that the Static Remnant does give flying vision, so he's able to scout Leshak's path to escape and just able to go in. Meanwhile, Lycanthrope has picked up the Vlads finally. Should be able to pick up the Medallion in a couple more gold. So we'll see if he starts to commence his push as ROTK is picking up kills left and right, and I'm not catching any of them. And I'm a bit disappointed because ROTK is one of my favorite Chinese players.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you what happened. Because 3 of them basically happened when you were looking at something else. He killed Beastmaster in the top, in the massive engage that was happening. He killed Venomancer at bot, just completely solo. And then it looks like he picked up another solo kill on Venomancer. Basically, he's got that little target pointed straight at Venomancer. It's like a Wile E. Coyote and
the Roadrunner.
Roadrunner, I think it is.
Yep. Just a giant anvil about to drop on
away.
the Coyote's hair.
Venomancer is not getting away.
Meanwhile, Yaoi picks up a kill. I'm sorry, my observer's just been very sloppy. Not been catching nearly as many kills as like. Looks like Yao is going to be able to escape just fine. DDC is going to teleport in as this Chinese game has surprisingly a decent amount of action as ROTK has a double damage room. We'll see if he initiates. He's going to kill the boar at the very least, but DDC does have to roar. ROTK has to be very careful. He's going to blink out. Here comes the reinforcement of the lane. It is the Venomancer. And meanwhile, all the while, Bernie is farming almost 100 CS by around the 16 mark. He's going to be very, very tricky to deal with. So we'll see what LGD has in mind, because right now DK seems to have an advantage. Blink initiated by the Panda, going to be able to kill Venomancer. This Venomancer is just not having a good time.
Not at all. Feel kind of bad for DD. 4 deaths in 15 minutes, that's a lot. But
yeah, come on, DD, you're on my fantasy team. What the heck, man?
DD, get it together. Never pick a support player. Mistake number 1.
You have to, because they you have to pick 2 of each role. And you can only pick 2 players from the same team. But
we are going to see Burning going a Lincoln Sphere first, as probably bot tower is going to fall for the Radiant. I really like the Lincoln Sphere simply because LGD is too tanky to Ethereal first, and Lincoln's first against that Storm Spirit who can zip in and get it, and oh, wow.
Yeah.
He died incredibly. These guys are dying so fast.
Yeah, so it looks like there's going to be a tower exchange. Bottom tower is taken for DK. Meanwhile, top tower was taken. RTK was the casualty as Siler is going to pop the wolf. Going to try to run out as Siler is starting to become a bit of a problem. He's going to be able to pick the Medallion, or he might just start rushing Necrobook. Looks like they're not really confident in taking a Roshan engagement at this point because the DK does have map control since they did take the middle tier 1 and the bottom tier 1 tower. So more easier pass to Roshan, or less easy pass to Roshan for the Radiant side. And meanwhile, just checking out the last hits once again. Burning has hit that 100 creep score mic, but Siler is catching up very, very rapidly as he's going to replicate out. We'll see if that was a bait. Is Burning going to be in a bit of trouble? Here comes Xiaowei and DDC. Can they get a kill? Burning might suspect something is up, and he's going to play very defensively at this moment. No, he does not suspect a thing. This might be a huge mistake for Burning. We'll see if there's initiation. Here comes the Storm Zip, but nice preemptive waveform as Burning's going to start to morph strength, and this might be a huge downfall for LGD. Storm is completely out of mana as Queen Pain's going to teleport in. He's going to drop the Shadow Strike. Nothing can save him now except for a roar to delay the inevitable. ROTK is going to be slowed down, but Storm is going to take the fall. Adaptive Strike being cast in Meanwhile, looks like DDC is going to die as well. Queen Pen picks up a double kill. Zippo is on the offensive, trying to disrupt Siler to get Panda in range for the blink, but no, Siler's going to be able to escape. So right now, it looked like a bait by LGD, but unfortunately the Storm Zip was not fast enough because it was only the level 1 Zip, burning with a nice way for him to get out of there, and that engagement completely turned around.
Absolutely, and in the midst of all of that, there was another engage happening at the same time, and in this engage, there was a horrible misplay from Super. He tried to initiate on the Invoker, and he popped his ultimate, and the Invoker just invis and ran away. So Super's ultimate's going to be down for another 2 minutes because of that.
You know what?
It's actually going to hurt.
A complete unnecessary buff, not like Panda needs it, is that Dispelled Magic, Dispelled Invisibility. Not that Panda needs any more buffs, but it would be funny as ROTK is going to take a bit of harassment. Now Invoker's just going to back off. And right now, what's a little bit worrying for LGD, they only have 1 tower, so they can't get easy access into the Rosh Pit, and 3 of the top farmers are on the side of DK. So LGD might have to be a bit concerned as we just check out the gold graph. Only 3k lead for DK, but still, DK probably has a superior late game with the Morphling, but still against Storm, never really too difficult to tell, but it looks like Bernie's going to be able to pick up a kill relatively easily, as Xiaoli was very slow on the reactions on that engagement.
I don't know what's going on with Xiaowei this game. He's not playing at his typical very, very high level. I think it's, I don't know, maybe he's sick or something, I don't know, but his reactions just seem to be a little bit behind what they usually do.
Yeah, but keep in mind, LGD at this point are 4-0, and they've been looking quite solid, but DK is a completely other beast. They are very, very strong, as we saw in the Razor Mini Madness tournament, and Sai's going to try to pick up some farm. He's going to go straight for BKB rather than finishing Medallion. Picks up the Overcloud, at least for HP. He might go back into Medallion, but still, BKB, the sooner the better. Nothing on the side of DK goes through that BKB. So once he pops the BKB, it's just going to be so deadly to deal with. As Queen of Pain picks up another kill, and I was not watching.
Don't worry, I was. It's just a disruption into Kurth, into Purge, into Leshrac.
Yep. Meanwhile, Burning, does he have his Lincolns? Yes, he does. He has 1,000 gold in the bank. We'll see if he goes to a standard Manta style build after that. Yep, he is going to be able to pick up the components for the Yasha starting now, and there might be engaged in mid lane. ROTK a little bit low HP. DDC is going to go for the mechanism. Meanwhile, DD has a gem so early on. LG knows they're on the back foot. They want to regain some of the map control. We'll see if DK picked up a counter gem in response to this.
This is very uncharacteristic from LGD. They do like map control, but putting a gem on someone whose chain died so far, this is high risk, high reward. So
I guess they feel like at the current pace that the game is going, they need something in order to regain some of the momentum. And getting some counter wards against ROTK seems to be useful, because even though I have not been catching any kills,
engage going on bot lane. Oh, they're gonna back out immediately. They choose not to pursue. Continue.
Yeah, even though I haven't been catching any of the kills, ROTK has certainly been making his mark, as we just check out the levels. 15 on Morph, 13 on Queen of Pain. Meanwhile, LGD has couple heroes over level 11, meanwhile Shadow Demon, as is so typical of Shadow Demons these days, suffering on the bottom, but ROTK 6-2-1, performing very, very strongly. So I guess they need to get the map control so ROTK can't just blink in willy-nilly. And here comes the engagement on the Storm, going to die so fast! Panda split, will he be able to escape? Looks like Super, does he have enough mana? He should have enough mana if he pops one and gets a cut, but Xiaowei is going to be able to escape in the nick of time. So a little bit of unfortunate situation for DK, but nice reaction by Xiaowei managing to escape. But still, going to have to force to go back to the base, and any moment where Storm's not ganking means he's not getting the items he needs, and means that DK feels free to push.
I'm going to be unnecessarily critical of Storm Spirit. He could have gotten away from that on 300 mana if he had zipped right, but he didn't. He zipped like he was walking, and because of it he had to use all his mana, and it means that he's going to be away from this tower while it's going to get engaged. We see an EMP tornado out going on Super. Super's got no mana! He's going to get bored, he can't split! Storm Spirit's TP in, it looks like he might go for burning, he chooses not to zip, so it's going to be 1-0, but in the meantime Shadow Demon goes down to like on top lane, RTK screams, oh no!
Wow. That was pretty... It was like we practiced that. That was pretty synchronized, saying, oh no, and then, wow. As ROTK made a huge blunder, whiffing the Sonic Wave, just waited way too long. I don't know what the deal with that was. As here comes LG for a push in. As, can they get the tower? They should be able to pick up the tower. Beastmaster has that level 1 of the Inner Beast, has some mechanism so they can heal up. Meanwhile, DD has level 4 of the wards. As looks like Xiaowei...
Xiaowei gonna get gone on? Nope, he backs up.
But still, tower taken, and that's going to limit some of DK's map positioning. And keep in mind, does Venomous still have the gem? He lost it, or he gave it away. I guess he gave it to the Beastmaster. No, he lost it.
Beastmaster doesn't have it.
Why went to the gem? Oh, it's back at the base. That's weird.
Oh, okay, I understand better now. This is just one of the get the gem out, completely deward everything, then put it back in base. Which you see sometimes from Chinese teams, not as much from European or NA teams. Anyway, we're gonna see a Roshan attempt, and this should be successful from DK. It definitely appears that LGD knows about it, but I don't know what they can necessarily do. With Stormspirit on the other side of the map, he TP's in, but...
Oh, Super just getting EMP'd and tornadoed up the wazoo, forced to pop a very defensive ultimate just to survive. This ultimate will be down for the next engagement, but that does secure DK and Roshan fight. And we'll see if DK decides to back up. They should. They don't have the Storm ultimate. Looks like RTK is completely out of mana for the most part, just able to blink away. And LGD, they have 140 seconds, 150 seconds in order to make their move and try to take some towers without that pen ultimate. And that might be a huge mistake, as Super has just been on top of these EMP tornadoes. Or, sorry, Yao has been on top of these EMP tornadoes targeting Super now. And this Panda is not having a good time, as here comes a Morphling waveform in, but Burning is forced to retreat, has the Yasha, and we'll see if there's going to be engagement. It looks like DK can't defend this tower without the Pen ultimate, but they're going to try their best. EMP casted once again. Clear Page is going to blink out of there. Only taking a huge amount of damage. This tower will take the fall. We'll see if DK decides to chase in. Another tornado. Nice tornado is being cast by Yao all over the place, just holding people down. And LG picks up a tower, and they're just going to back off.
Yeah. Taking a tower, not even engaging for it, is kind of the trademark I like him.
And that's the problem with the Panda pick. When you pop your ultimate, you're pretty much done for the next 90 seconds or so. If you don't have any big items up, like, I guess, the drums. You just went for straight blink die, going to go into Aghanim Scepter. He has the blink clap, but he can be pretty much ignored without his ultimate. And without your ultimate, you can't really take team fights if you're with your team, especially against these low cooldown spells on the side of LGD.
Yeah, I was iffy about the Panda against the Storm Spirit and Beastmaster, but Tornado EMP coming through. Oh, he mistimed it just a little bit. They're going to be able to blink it. Vernon's wailing away on that tower. He's going to be forced to back up. He's taking a little bit too much damage, but I'm not certain that DK can take this right now. And I think they're going to just back up, it looks like.
Yep, Siler's pressuring that top lane. Just check out the goal graph once again. As is there going to engage with LG making menacing approaches towards the DK squad, but there are double blinks and, of course, Zippo, who is just the brunt of all these engagements, as he might take the fall. Yao approaching very menacingly, but he's just going to back off. And Barry's going to defend that tower. So, just checking out Lycan's item. He has finished the BKB. And we'll see what he decides to go for next. I mean, Lycan without Medallion, he's decided to go for AC. So he's going for a bit more of a late game, Lycan, knowing that the split push is not working out. And I think this is a pretty solid choice.
LGD does win the late game. I think you said earlier that DK has an advantage. They have an advantage in the middle of the late game. In ultra late game, LGD should win.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really consider, but Storm will be able to pick his items.
Storm counts too, you know?
And Beastmaster Roar just becomes even more and more important. And, of course, Invoker should have Aghanims and Hex. I guess I didn't really... when I said late game, I was considering around the 45-minute mark. But even
Ultra
at the
late,
55
I think
mark,
LGD should win.
Yeah,
but
I
DK
think I
should have
agree.
a window in which they were able to take this. It looks like there's going to be an engage going on, but no, he just forces out Sylar's ult and he runs away.
Just checking out the levels once again. 17 on Morph, 15 on Lycan, 15 on Queen of Pain. And meanwhile, everybody is trailing behind. One thing that's a little bit concerning for DK is that Lesh and Shadow Demon are only level 9, do not have the level 2 of their ultimates just yet. Lesh is taking up as much as possible. Going for Strength Charge is very unusual, but it's completely understandable. He needs as much HP as possible. Meanwhile, Shadow Demon just suffering, as Shadow Demon seem to do in these Chinese games.
Yeah, I think they figured out that Shadow Demon's just as good at level 7 as he is at level 11, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But that's why he's not played as a solo mid anymore. But anyway, it looks like they're going to smoke up. How did Gem drop? I'm not so certain I did, maybe, actually. And maybe they're going to go for Show 8, but Show 8 should be able to see them. Yeah, he does see them with the Remnant. Pop Season 2, though. Oh, no, he accidentally auto-attacks. Intentionally, actually. He's going to get pulled in Invoker Tornadoes. EMP goes off. Storm zipping around everywhere. He loses all of his mana and gets nothing done. Zippo disrupts himself. Storm's finally going to blink away, but RTK does have the blink. Super follows, he's not quite in range for clap, and there it is. We see the Sting going out on Show 8, Stream going, he's going to die. In the meantime, we have Burning pressuring top lane, but DDC is going to TP in and try to defend.
Burning has finished the Manta style. And that was just a weird engagement.
This is sloppy. This is some sloppy play from Storm Spirit, and I hate to be down on these guys because they're so good, but He's not doing a whole lot right.
Yeah, only has the Oblivion Staff to his name. Did not even change his treads when he was getting stunned, I guess, to strength. Just to give him a bit more HP, but he needs that intel treads just to zip around more. But still, it's so poor. And meanwhile, Super does have his ultimate, but Super has just been caught up in some of these EMP tornadoes. He's constantly out of mana. And here comes another EMP tornado, going to drain all of Longevity and Burning's mana. And fortunately for Burning, he does have a replicate, as he might morph back. No, it looks like they want to continue to push. Now that EMP is down, Super can feel free to initiate with the Blink Clap ultimate combination.
This is smart. He replicates the Panda so that he can tank the tower while he hits it with his illusions. And because of that tower tanking ability, they just kill the tower and back up. That's what Manta does. As opposed to Ethereal, which gives solo pick into team fight, that Manta gives pushing for free, basically.
Meanwhile, just checking out, looks like there's going to be delivery to the Lycan. Is it a finished AC? No, it's just the playmail. Gem's still on the courier thus far, as Burning is quite low on mana. We'll see what he decides to go for next. Maybe, I guess, Butterfly? Or maybe...
I think BKB.
Really? Even against Roar? Even against Lycan?
Roar. Because he can't get Ward. He's got
oh yeah, he's got Lincolns. Ah.
If he gets a BKB, he can just go on and he can kill Invoker and then start the fight. It's probably BKB or Scotty, I think.
Yeah, as Morphling is starting to get very, very powerful, but keep in mind, Lycanthrope just eschewing the Necrobook build, eschewing the Medallion build, just gonna go straight for AC. As Storm is just completely poor. Beastmaster has Mechanism, 2400 gold in the bank, I guess saving for buyback? Not really sure. But one thing we do have to watch out for is Yao is 1500 gold away from that Hex, and if he picks up the Hex, it's going to be very dangerous for DK, as they're going to smoke up. They want to get something accomplished, because I guess in the ultra late game, like you noted, they do lose.
Absolutely, and I think that's why they're being aggressive, even with a Morphling on their side. And they do have that Hex on the Queen of Pain, so this is a timing in which they'll be stronger than LGD. Oh no, DD. Oh no.
DD, the stalwart defender, is just going to ward up as much as possible. Immediate Hex, dies pretty much in the blink of an eye. Ultimate popped again! This is just a weird game.
This is a weird game.
As Super pops his ultimate, accomplishing nothing again. But they killed the tower at the very least. Looks like DC is going to take a lot of damage. Roar onto ROTK is going to die. A couple more hits. Sylar doing so much damage. And now Panda ultimate on cooldown. You can't do too much. Can't even cast Drunken Haze because of the BKB. Lycanthrope running havoc all over the team. Zippo is going to take the fall. Xiaowei and Sylar going to initiate. Here comes another kill up on the left track. And that Panda ultimate being misused might have cost DK a lot of momentum.
I don't even know what's happening in these fights, B-Ballin'.
This
I
is
can't
just,
figure it out.
Like, we're so used to saying, oh, the Chinese playing so crisp, so clean, so fresh and so clean.
This is not standard Chinese play, which is like everything is conserved perfectly. You don't use anything that you don't have to. And this is not the case.
Yeah.
There's some weird Dota. Even when the gem dropped, Beastmaster was next to a gem. There was no one on DK next to it. And instead of, say, dropping his Stout Shield and picking it up, he just kills it. I can't understand.
It's very weird, and like you said, very conservative, very calculated. Xiao it's not playing that well. Has at least finished the Orchid, so
that's very good. That's very important.
And he's
because
most likely
getting
getting over
the Queen of Pain or the Pandas before they really are able to contribute to team fights.
If Storm picks up a BKB, DK might be in a disadvantage, just because Storm BKB can just run havoc. You won't have to worry so much about being conservative with the zips. And keep in mind, Beastmaster, 3.3k gold. I guess this is probably
check
the most...
bot lane. Never mind. It was a replicate. he just replicated out. I didn't know he had one up.
DK might be in a bit of trouble soon. Beastmaster has so much money. Invoker's about to finish his Hex, and Storm is working his way to BKB, but it looks like Sylar's going to be engaged on. Going to get Splitter, Hex, take a lot of damage, but he's going to wolf out. Was that missed chain stunning? Or was he just too tank?
That was not chain stunned correctly.
This is not Chinese.
As a friend would say, this is strange Dota.
Oh, ROTK.
He gets him! ROTK! Oh, man!
Faster than sound.
ROTK, too good.
He's the man.
He marked everything he bought up with agility treads. Still had some magic wand charges, but still, we'll see if DK decides to take a team fight. Panda Ultimate is cooling down. He just has to be careful of not being EMP Tornado for the 8,000th time. And hopefully he can use his ultimate in the proper capacity to initiate a team fight, as DK is menacingly approaching. Morphling does still have the Aegis, he's going to go for Scotty, and this tower is going to take a lot of damage. How much time left on the Roshan? It's going to respawn very, very quickly, so Burning does have to watch out for that. Here comes initiation by Panda, as I think they might have to take the tower and back out because Morphling will not have the Aegis, but it looks like they may continue. Here comes the disruption on to the Beastmaster. Zip in by Storm. No BKB just yet. They're going to kill ROTK at the very least, but Storm might take the fall. Waveform in by Burning, going to be able to clean up the kills as it looks like Beastmaster picks up another kill, or dies once again. Morphling gets a double kill. Queen of Pain buys back, as well as Beastmaster can now get a soul defense going. No, without Sylar, without Storm, they can't muster up any sort of defense. This Rax will take the fall. DC is going to try to roar at the very least. Cold Snap onto the Panda. Super's going to take a lot of damage. Here comes Sylar, going to be able to pick off Super. Meanwhile, Burning has to get the heck out of there. Aegis, I think, has it timed out. It has timed out. Burning is going to take the fall. Very, very unfortunate timing for Burning, but still, DK got a Rax, and that is something for them.
They're gonna lose a Rax.
They're going to lose a Rax? They can't lose a Rax at this rate.
Oh, I didn't think Morphling had buyback. He does.
Yeah, Burning, even with those double ultimate orbs, does still have enough money for a buyback. But still, nice engagement thus far. But they do have to be concerned because Roshan is back, and Lycanthrope with an Aegis is just too scary. Or they'll probably just give it to Storm, I guess.
No, it's better on Lycanthrope.
I don't know, the Chinese, even in the late game, always put on Storm.
Maybe. We'll see. I'm not... Both have their advantages. If you give it to Lycan, it means he can hit the Rax without fear. But if you give it to Storm, it means he can initiate without fear. So, depends on what they're going for.
Yeah, I guess...
Looks like we may have Roshan taken for free by DK.
I don't think...
No, but LGD is going in. They're posturing. RTK blinks in. Sylar goes in. He gets disrupted. Slow goes out. Hits two people. Sunstrike hitting on Zippo. Zippo's going to get slammed. War follows out on Super. Will he get his ultimate off? Storm melts immediately, and Sylar is doing so much work. He kills Burning in the blink of an eye. Wow. Super on the retreat. It looks like DDC's chasing. I don't think anything's going to come of that. And we see Sylar and Long DD. Sylar backs off. They're just going to go for Roshan.
Yep, Super taking a lot of damage. Little Boris slowing down Super all the while. He's able to break out the last instance, but Roshan is going to take the fall. And again, Panda ultimate was not used to engage. It was on cooldown, just came off of cooldown. So DK just been very, very unfortunate with these Panda ultimates. They have not been working out. As even though he has an items, this Panda has not been doing too well. But they did kill the Storm, but they lost so many more heroes in that engagement. And Burning did buy back. He used it in the previous Rax defense, and he died once again. This is going to mean a Rax at the very least. They lost the Rax
for sure, and they're going to lose their tier 2 tower top.
Yeah, or buy if they decide to go that way. This could be just a huge swing of momentum. Zippo taking so much damage. Here comes a blinking by Panda. Gonna try to use his ultimate for time. Will he split? He's gonna split. He's gonna use Drunken Haze as well. But LG is just gonna run the heck away. They know Burning is still dead for another 20 seconds, so they can't do too much damage. Panda's forced to immediately run out. This ultimate is not accomplishing too much. Super just not having nearly desired effect as he usually wants. Here comes the Sonic Blade doing a huge amount of damage, but still. Yao is regenning up. Here comes the BKB used by Sylar. Does have the Aegis with the AC. Just going to focus on the Rax. Nicely done by Sylar. No, he's going to back up at the last instance as he's forced to play a bit more defensive. Here comes another splayer this time as DD is going to be able to get away. Just popping downwards, trying to kill the Rax at the very least. Will he be able to get it? DD, can he get the Rax? Can he get the Rax? No, creep regen. Might be able to get the kill. Can DD pick up the Rax? Oh, I don't know. Oh, no.
Oh, he needed, I think, 2 or 3 more hits on it.
Whew, that was
wow.
That was hectic to say the least, but overall, without Burning,
as good as dead.
Without Burning, I mean, DK played that as well as they could have, and they defend the Rex. And now Burning's back, he has a vengeance, and he'll start saving for buyback right now, just in order to get that. Just checking out the buyback cooldown. Actually,
I think I'll finish Scotty first. She's almost got it, and it will help so much.
As you can just see the helpful buyback status on the eye icon, you can see Burning still has quite a while away before he can buy back, so I guess you'll be right. He's going to finish the Scotty, and Scotty on the way going to mean morphing very, very tank, but still susceptible to Beastmaster roars if they can bait out the Wicked Sphere at the very least. And meanwhile, Panda Ultimate is down. Super, I must say. He's not been doing too hot with this Panda.
There's a lot of misplays from both sides. Yao's misplayed as Invoker. You've seen some weird play from Venoman. Some weird play from Storm Spirit.
keep in mind
Oh, no,
that
man.
these players are all 800,000 times better than I'll ever be, like a
Oh,
billion times
absolutely.
better.
When I say weird play, I mean I wish I could be as good in my best as they are in their worst.
Seriously. Just to say, oh my god, you guys suck. Yes, I know I suck. That's why I put up my pub adventures. As it looks like LGD DD must be feeling so depressed, so low, worked on that Rex for so long, and now it's starting to regen up. Gonna start warning up. Has picked up Medallion, and it's gonna come down to Siler. Next time he still has the Aegis, so that is one small saving grace for LGD. They have the Aegis on Lycan, and Roshan will be taking quite a long time to respawn, so one more big item up on Lycan, and it might be very deadly for DK to deal with. And Storm's approaching his BKB, so even though DK has an advantage, they cannot take this too lightly.
And Storm does have buyback, and he does have level 16. And the level 16 on Storm isn't something you really hear about that much. Like, it's not super crucial when you think about it, or when you hear people talk about it, but I think it is. I think the zip speed is such a huge factor in being able to kill people successfully that it's very important that he's 16.
Yeah, oftentimes Shadow Demon will no longer be able to react with disruption. He can't anticipate a split earth. So many anticipatory plays can be done with Storm at low level, but here comes initiation. Will they go on DD? Panda splitting once again. They're going to try to focus on Sour, but he just immediately passes BKB. Can he do much damage? He's going to go on Zippo. Silence being used on Zippo. Zippo takes fall immediately. Panda ultimate going to be used to stun Siler. And they can't do anything. They don't have the damage now, as without the curse amplifying damage, just means a free kill for LGD, and their ultimates are such low cooldown. They still have the Beastmaster Roar that they can take a next team fight very, very freely. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Even though DK has a small advantage, it's starting to look back in favor of LGD as the game starts to progress. And this is what you were talking about. Once it goes into the ultra late game, this isn't even ultra late, but it's approaching the late game.
This is late, yeah. It's not quite ultra. Queen of Pain doesn't have as much farm as I thought. She has that Hex only at 40 minutes, and that's like nothing. I mean, obviously a Hex is a Hex, but you would like to have at least 2 big items, not 1. And we have the Hex up on Invoker. It looks like he's going for either BKB or the thing that lets you cast really fast. And he's got level 17, so this Rex is dead.
Siler just gonna charge in, activate BKB, immediately kill the Rex, because they're gonna kill ROTK as well. Can they kill Burning? Burning is taking so much damage, he does not have buyback, he's gonna take the fall. This might be curtains up on DK. No ultimate up on Panda, he just might die as well. Siler still has the agency mode, just doing so much damage. Ghost Scepter being used, try to stall as long as possible. Without Burning buyback, without Panda ultimate, they can't do anything. Yeah. As just a very, very back and forth. No! LG, they're just gonna back up.
Why?
Don't know.
What are things, people? I don't understand anything anymore.
I guess maybe they think Burning was saying, alright, the Swax won't be safe, but I do have buyback. I don't know.
I'm 99% sure that they could have just ended the game.
I'm sure, like, most Chinese teams, and most teams in general, they write down cooldowns of big ultimates like Ravage, like Pan Ultimate. They must have known Pan Ultimate was still on cooldown. It's gonna be up now, but without Burning doing the damage, they can't do anything. Alright, LGD does not want to risk it, and they just want to stall, but still... I mean, now that it's clear that they have the advantage, but still, you don't want to give a team of DK too many openings.
I don't even know what their thought process was. I guess... Was anybody getting close to... Oh, here's what it was. Abyssal's up on... Or Heart is up on Sylar now. So, I guess... I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out the thought process, and it's not clicking for me, so I guess that's just me not understanding the high-level strategy that's going on right now, because they did it for a reason. I just can't figure out what it was.
Here comes a Basher, so he is going to go for Abyssal to lock down targets even more successfully. Just checking out the Aegis timer. It's going to be up for another 4 or so minutes, so still well enough time. And keep in mind, Burning does not have buyback. He has not been able to take the farm. He needs to just get that buyback up. And only Scotty and Lincoln. Here comes the engage on LGD, going to take a bunch of damage.
Gonna melt. Storm sets in. He goes on ROTK. ROTK taking so much damage. He gets meteored. He is going to die to the meteor. Great plays from Invoker. Long GD is... It looks like he's Ghost Scepter, but it doesn't even matter. He's going to go down. Long GD is down. ROTK is down. It's going to be a 3v5. Burning does not have buyback at all. So if Burning goes down, that's it. That's... The curtains are closing because it's all on Burning right now.
I think this is the longest time Burning has ever not hit a creep in his life. He hasn't hit a creep in probably like 3 minutes or something. It's just been...
This counts for not in-game. This counts for also when he's just, you know, walking around and whatever.
Yeah, seriously. And Storm, he did use the buyback, but it's going to be cooling down for the next engagement. It should be cooling down in 30 seconds. So DK, they are very, very scared of this one, and Burning won't be able to farm enough buyback in order to make this successful, because he has to kill those much more gold inefficient creeps.
T-balling.
They're going to back
What
up.
are they doing?
I guess they
I
just...
guess they just say, hey, we're getting up items and DK aren't, so why, if it's 90% that we win now, why force the issue when it's 99% that we win later, you know?
I suppose, but I guess... I mean, keep in mind, this was very early into Dota 2 career. I remember a match very clearly, LGD versus MUFC, and LGD did the same tactic, and they did lose to MUFC in the end after 55 minutes with LGD having a huge advantage. Keep in mind, LGD was like not nearly as good in Dota 2 as they are now, but still, they can't drag this out too much longer.
They're gonna wait out Roshan.
Yeah, they want that cheese up on the Storm.
And with Roshan, although I've called the game like 5 times already, if they manage to get Roshan, I don't even think that LGD will be able to not push into the throne.
It's just gonna happen. Even if they just A-click towards
Yeah.
throne, it will fall. Is just waiting out. So DK, they're just gonna need the best pen ultimate ever, and unfortunately for Super, it's not been happening. Is he level 16? He is level 16, so that is something. But keep in mind, I don't know. How do you think DK should approach this next team fight? Considering that there's so much money up on LG, they can just buy back if they lose successful. Well, Storm doesn't have buyback. But like,
Does he not? Oh, he bought the... Why did he buy that ultimate? Whatever. He did.
just Shred Kid's just like, I don't know anymore, guys. I'm not gonna pretend to make any more analysis.
I'm not gonna make any more... I'm not gonna question anything. I'm just gonna sit back and watch.
Just accept it.
How should DK approach this next team fight?
Lockdown Invoker?
I think they need to take out the Invoker immediately, because he's at the super scary point now.
Does he have Aghanims?
No, but he's level 17 and he's got 5 points
Dire's
in
bottom tower has fallen.
He's got the... Basically what happens at this point in the game, if you PW, is your rotation is Tornado, Chaos Meteor with Tornado in the last slot. So you Tornado, immediately invoke the Blast, and then you just drop the Meteor and then Blast on top of it. And however many people you Tornadoed, that's how many people are caught in the perfect Meteor combo. So, it's scary. It deals a lot of damage. It basically 100 to 0'd ROTK in the last fight.
Oh, GK, they know they don't really want to take this Aegis. They want to sort of bait LG into it. But Lycan has Abyssal Blade. He does have enough money for buyback, or he should if he picks up at least 1 kill. Should have enough money for buyback anyway. Yeah, has so much reliable gold, so he will have enough money for buyback. So even if he does die without picking up any kills, reliable gold will do that for you. You know, Storm has BKB, Ultimate Orb has a regen ring, so just gonna zip around, getting ever closer to the Roshan positioning. Meanwhile, DK gonna
regen run on Storm is no joke, especially if he manages to play it really, really well and just pick off the supports. You can basically blow all your mana and then it's all back. So they're gonna double smoke, which is some interesting Dota. Don't think that was strategically done, but oh no, DK's going in from behind. They're also smoked. Neither team knows where the other are. They're on the wrong sides of the map. So I wonder who's going to be the first person to be seen. I think DK knows. I think they know. LGD doesn't.
Keep in mind that DK only has 1 person who can buy back, and that is Burning.
Oh,
Everybody
no,
else is very low HP. RTK gonna die literally in an instant. Zippo gonna take the fall as well. Penalty will not be able to do enough damage as Burning is gonna immediately wave for him out of there. And this might be the beginning of the end for DK. Here comes another zip in by Storm. Gonna zip on the Wind Panda, just try to kill all the Pandas. Super takes the fall as well. And DK looks like LG are just tired of all these shenanigans. They're gonna push in to end it, finally. As that was a very hectic game, very interesting. A lot of strange decisions that we couldn't understand, but ultimately LGD played it solidly in the late game. And where do you think DK went wrong?
2 major issues. Issue 1, Super did not play well. I'm just gonna come out and say, yeah, Super's one of my favorite players. He's amazing. He didn't play as well as he can play. Issue number 2. They did not, against an Invoker who is almost strictly Tornado EMPing. He's not, there are 2 ways you can play Wax Invoker. I'll try to keep it short. One of them is a Tornado EMP burn mana build, and the other one's a killing build. This was not the killing build, this was the burning mana build. And if you do that, you need 3 mana boots on your team. They only had 1. So a lot of times they didn't have any mana in engages when they got Tornado EMP'd, and it's just like, what do you do from there? Anyway, that's as short as I can keep it.
Yeah, and thank you as always to Shred for casting this game. Once he figures out in order to get his computer recording, he will be putting up videos. But we will be back with the game 2 very, very shortly. So thank you all for watching. This is still day 1. So now LGD is 5-0 in their matches. If they can pick up this last win against DK, they will finish day 1 at a solid 6-0. Meanwhile, DK, if they lose the next match, they will be at 3-3 in the middle of the pack in Group A. So we're looking forward to this game very much. And keep in mind, this is a best of 2. So tune in for the final game of this series. Thank you all for watching, and have a fantastic day.